Alright, Xavier. Who showed up when I asked for Caleb? Oh my! What the fuck? In the dark hours of the night, lights shine on a license plate in the distance. A cargo truck speeds along a winding road. Two predators have hijacked crucial supplies. Now they're in the middle of fleeing to the southern district.
Hey! Give us a ride!
At the roadside, a patrol car with a flat tire is parked at an angle. Several enforcers wearing identical uniforms wave at us. Their eyes are full of hope. Without slowing down, Xavier keeps his eyes fixed on the road ahead. He steps on the gas and our vehicle accelerates past them at a breakneck speed. Oh, hello. How you doing? You're just going to drive past them?
I've only been with the LCBI for 6 months. It wouldn't be weird if I couldn't recognize all my colleagues yet.
Good point. Forget them. Let's chase after our target. The scenery blurs outside the windows as the distance between our car and the target's vehicle steadily shrinks.
We're about to go past the speed
Just as we're about to catch up, Xavier glances at the dashboard.
limit. Should I slow down?
There aren't any cameras or speed traps on this road. I'll pretend I didn't see anything.
I'll ask earlier next time.
With my permission, the red needle on the... Oh my, hello! Damn, did we crash? What the fuck? Imagine the red needle on the speedometer rapidly climbs and reaches 200. Wait, I didn't say floor it. I heard go fast, and he went fast. Why do they all look so fucking good? Into the night, Xavier emerges from the copy room. A comical amount of documents are in his arms. I don't even need to look to know that the enforcers who enjoy picking on the newbies dump that load of busy work on.
Single space, 9-point font, 0.5-inch indents with the paragraphs. Print on both sides. Tick the box for black and white in the printing settings.
Hold on, don't tell me the operations sector, operations sector, it doesn't have any money.
The senior staff in the financial department said this is most cost-effective.
He drops a thick stack of documents on the desk in front of me.
Last month's car repair costs exceeded our monthly reimbursement limit. We received a warning about it. We successfully apprehended 2 runaway predators. But if we keep using routine operational costs as an excuse, they'll report us to the higher-ups.
Damn. Equipment procurement, weapon upgrades. Didn't we use our money wisely? Come on, let's give them a piece of our mind. Xavier shakes his head and politely declines.
I'm in no position to argue. My words don't carry a lot of weight, and I'd rather not get fired.
You're the most cost-efficient employee that the LCBI... In the LCBI. They'd fire me before even thinking about letting you go.
Don't worry, Captain. I'll support you no matter what happens.
As the tension between the predators and ordinary citizens have escalated, everyone's lives are increasingly filled with unrest. 5 years ago, the powers be established. That broke my brain. That be established the Lincoln City Bureau of Investigation, or LCBI. It was in response to the growing pressure from the city's ever-increasing crime rate. 2 years ago, I became a enforcer. My job is to apprehend wanted predators who are on the run. Xavier is my subordinate. I recruited him 6 months ago. His performance and achievements are unremarkable, but he makes up for it by being exceptionally responsible, I think that says, actually. He's very loyal to me, and he's good at driving, too. He's also carefree and often sleepy. He tends to zone out during meetings, but when his colleagues try to mess with him, he always manages to strike back in his own unique way.
Listen up, Xavier. The LCBI has a behavioral assessment committee. Dozing off at work will cost you. 100 will be deducted from your paycheck whenever it happens.
Here's 30,000. That should cover my penalty for now.
What the fuck? I was like, here.
Hey, buddy, old pal. Do you still need the cardboard box under your desk?
Why are you talking like that?
Yes.
Amicia, stop it!
It doesn't look like you're using it for anything. I can get rid of it for you.
I could be fired in the blink of an eye. I need it with me at all times.
After I said that, he gave me a bunch of money and told me to find him from there. Don't you think he has some powerful connections?
I always wondered how someone who's so unremarkable with mediocre abilities managed to get in here.
That's how rumors are born. One person's speculation becomes another's certainty. Due to his casual attitude towards money, gossip appeared within the LCBI about Xavier's background. They think he's from a noble, distinguished family. However, I closely observed Xavier's daily routine over the past few months. His food, clothing, expression, and travel habits. They are no different from a normal person's. Even his home is just an average apartment near the LCBI. I soon recall the first time I met Xavier 6 months ago. As the work in operations sector became increasingly hectic, I decided Anyway, I become increasingly hectic. I decide it is time to find myself as assistant. But with the limited budget and the frequent life-threatening situations involved in this line of work, very few could be considered good candidates. 2 or 3 months flew by, and I still hadn't found someone suitable.
Hello? I'm here as a candidate for the job.
As I entered the conference room, the young man with refined features politely greeted me. His experience is good, but he looks like another person who will politely decline once he hears salary and benefits. Amicia, can you please introduce yourself?
I'm
please.
Xavier, 23 years old. I graduated from Lincoln University, and I'm currently unemployed.
From his resume, Xavier's skills didn't perfectly match the requirements. I want an assistant, however. As a member of the LCBI, one should possess excellent skills in managing relationships between superiors and subordinates. If six executives show up and you only had 5 cups of water, what would you do?
I'll drink all 5 cups. That way, no one is left without a drink.
His thought process was unique. It seemed like he'd be a good scapegoat. He might even be easy to manipulate. What the fuck? What are your salary expectations? Given that our sector was only recently established and we're still growing, our budget is somewhat limited. He contemplated this for a moment. Then he raised his earnest gaze.
How does 2,000 sound?
Amicia, please! Good grief. As I fucking hit my mic. Excellent, you're hired. We get another case. A high-ranking official has been found dead in his own villa. The victim's last name is Zimmer. His body was discovered in his home at 8 this morning. For now, the cause of death is suspected to be shock due to the predator's attack. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Cases like this aren't uncommon. This one is getting special attention because of the victim's high profile status. The higher ups requested that we prioritize
Parts of the
it.
video surveillance and alarm system were compromised. Based on the other records, Hermit might be responsible for this too.
Hold on, my brain didn't. However, there's evidence of someone tampering with the crime scene. Until person sends back a report, we can't rule out the possibility that someone else is responsible.
The missing councilman was found dead in a secret underground room in his house. The contents of his safe have vanished without a trace. If the motive was a monetary one, they wouldn't have ignored the antiques and precious jewelry in the house. The fact that they went to such lengths shows the safe must have contained something far more valuable.
After finishing his detailed analysis, Xavier looks at me.
Did I make sense?
Not bad. I was thinking the same thing.
As we leave the villa, the enforcer who had been upstage quickly puts on a stern face.
Hey, Xavier, get us some coffee.
They did not just call him Xavier. Xavier is...
Okay.
What the? You didn't have to. In one of the LCBI's many rooms, I slam a book down on Xavier's desk. Xavier, how long have you been working here?
As of yesterday, it's been exactly 6 months.
And how many times have you been sent out to get coffee?
7 or 8 times?
I cross my arms and mimic the serious demeanor our supervisor uses when lecturing us. The LCBI was established to track down and apprehend the predators who are in hiding. Is that correct? Xavier nods earnestly. I brought you here to assist me with the investigations. Getting coffee for other people isn't part of your job description.
You have a point.
So, do you know how to respond when someone asks you to get coffee for them?
I need to assist with her investigations. I don't have time to get coffee for other people.
Close, but no cigar. Look, you're my teammate. From now on, you're not allowed to run errands for anyone else. After completing the mission, I hand over the Intel Operations Sector. Does that really say operations? Because that is sector. I gather to our supervisors. I also deliver a consensus report about our findings at the crime scenes. The scenes showed evidence of damage from another source, which confirms 2 separate groups entered the sealed room in succession. The middle-aged man before me, submissively waves his hand. His impatience is palpable.
Our high-priority assets are always targeted. Who else could it be if not him?
So while the LCBI believes Hermit is the prime suspect, the on-site investigation report revealed several inconsistencies.
I understand you're eager to prove yourself, but don't overcomplicate things. Right now, we should be focused on recovering the items that were stolen from the safe. Besides, who could possibly evade Hermit given his exceptional skills?
Understood, sir. Exaggerating an opponent's powers is perfect for hiding oh my god, incomplete laziness, fucking shit! I don't think I've read this much in my whole entire fucking life. Herman is a predator who was added to the SS class most wanted list within the past year. He possesses extraordinary mental fortitude and self-control. Herman rarely succumbs to external stimuli. I'm not even gonna. Anyway, that triggered the frenzy state. He also rarely reveals his predator form. He appears to be unaffine with the predator's actions and shows no interest in illegal activities or indicating chaos. Unlike other predators, he's rarely seen participating in public attacks, and surprisingly, many dangerous fugitives have quietly met their end at his hands. However, Hermit was recently implicated in a series of high-profile cases that have caught the attention of the authorities. As a result, every move of his unpredictable predator every move of this unpredictable predator has put the LCBI on high alert. I leave the office, see Xavier leaning against the wall. He's waiting for me, and it looks like he's about to doze off. He waves at me for gesturing at the cafeteria. His figure is somewhat illuminated as it's caught between light and shadow. An encrypted email suddenly appears in my inbox. My heart skips a beat the moment I see that familiar email address. Hold on, I forgot my badge. Before he can respond, I dash into the stairwell. In the security camera's blind spot, I open the email. The subject line is untitled, as usual. The sender's name, however, is one I know all too well. Herman. Okay. I received my first email from him 3 months ago. Initially, I dismissed it as spam, but after a predator attack, I noticed the clues in the email quickly matched the incident. As the second and third emails arrived, I slowly realized that every lead he provided was real. In other words, Herman's most likely the one sending them. I immediately attempted to trace the email, but the address was so heavily encrypted that there was nothing for me to glean. I carefully tried to respond to his emails at first, but I never received a response. Without hesitating, I opened the email's attachment and see a photograph. Mystic City welcomes you. It's a poster for a bar's grand opening. Bar's phone number is at the bottom of the poster, and several numbers are shifted. True to hermit style, this is likely a specific date. A quick calculation reveals it's exactly 1 week from today. Is this the clue he's sending me? Could the date be connected to the case? The sky dyed in the color of neon lights. Moves the cityscape's neatly arranged shadows. Xavier and I lean against the rooftop wall. We're cradling our lunches. Ouch,
Ever
bro.
since we left the office, you've been down. Is it related to the case?
It's nothing. Right now, we need to focus on recovering the items that were stolen from the safe. Keep up the good work. Once you're capable of handling cases by yourself, you should.
Should what?
Maybe transfer to a better department. There are many experienced veterans in the LCBI. You should network with them. He looks at me and his face is a mask of neutrality.
Oh, you want me to get the support of others? I see. What about you?
Operation Sector will always need new talents. When that time comes,
You'll recruit other newcomers, right?
He narrows his eyes and studies me for a moment. It says, if he's determined to not miss even the slightest change in my expression.
But didn't you say I was under your wing?
You're not wrong.
So the person who always had my back might give their attention to others.
Oh. No hypothetical scenarios. Anyway, I need to talk to you about something. I gently push him back, and my tone becomes more serious. Xavier, have you heard of Hermit? After hesitating for a moment, I decide to tell Xavier about the emails I've been getting from Hermit.
You don't think he's the culprit in the councilman's case?
If he was, he wouldn't have sent the email. I'll admit, he's full of himself. He never answers any of my questions. Here's my chopsticks to poke at the vegetables in my lunch. I sigh and meet Xavier's puzzled gaze. At first, I suspected he had utter motives, but the intel he sent me matches up with the LCBI's final reports. He's an enigma. Why would he provide intel to low-ranking enforcer like me? Does he really think I can save this entire city by myself?
Maybe.
Hello. Fireworks! As dusk falls, fireworks bloom in the distance. Beyond the wire fence, they light up the darkening sky. Have you heard of Phila? They say it's an old, mysterious financial group. Leo, I think that's, mysterious financial group, or maybe it's a family. Their history predates the city itself. But they only entered the public eye in the last few decades. They're considered to be on par with other. Xavier glances at me before quickly averting his gaze. He starts cooking the octopus-shaped sausage in his lunch.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about them.
Unlike Ever, who loves the spotlight, Willow keeps a low profile. I heard their hair lives in seclusion because of their poor health. He gestured towards the night sky in the distance. When the hare was born, fireworks specifically lit up Lincoln for days. They were over there. I have no idea if there were any fireworks on the night I was born. But I guess there wasn't. It's like the world didn't notice my arrival.
If you see fireworks, does that mean the world acknowledges your existence?
I was making the silly comparison. Maybe with enough saved up to finally leave the city, life can feel a whole lot brighter.
I don't think he's any better than you,
Yeah.
though.
What makes you say that?
If you could, would you leave?
I would. I'm not planning on leaving right now, but if I had to take it if I can't take it anymore and reach my limit, then I'll think about leaving. Christ almighty. Xavier lowers his head, he's deep in thought.
Then, if that day never comes, you won't leave?
He seems to be genuinely looking for an answer. Maybe.
All right. We'll make sure it never happens.
If only it were that.
But some things aren't as complicated as they appear.
The world always seems so simple in his eyes. Somehow it makes me feel better. You have a point there. Oh my! Well, hi. The date mentioned in the email is fast approaching. Xavier and I sit in the car to discuss our strategy. I have a lead on the case we're working.
But I heard the arrest will take place at a barbecue joint in the south. Operation Sector 2 beat us to it.
That was a decoy to throw off the LCBI. I have my inside source. Don't you trust me?
Of course.
Calm as usual, he nods. This mission is important, whether we'll be in the spotlight or scrapping by the LCBI depends on what happens from here on out.
All right. But do we have to be dressed like this?
Xavier's gaze reveals a hint of his grievance. I look at his disguise again. She had leather strap earrings. These accessories give him an air of unapproachable danger and rebelliousness. We're heading into the Predator's territory. Dressing up will help us blend in and avoid unnecessary trouble.
Let's hope you're right.
Winter City is a bar situated on the border between the overworld and underworld of the city. Predators are known to frequent this area. Right? You have to frequent the area. Oh wait. When I tap X, you tap. God damn it. Because of the ambitious jurisdiction and bureaucratic buck passing. It's also one of the most chaotic eras in all of them. Am I supposed to? Oh, my bad. I thought it was gonna pop up. Here's your fruit platter and drinks. Vibrant lights spin overhead and paint everyone's faces with shifting hues and shadows. About 10 people crowd around a circular sofa. Their raucous laughter mingles with the pulsing dance music, creating a defining. Yep, we're moving on. Hermit's intel is correct. I immediately recognize the man in the center as a wanted fugitive. He's a predator who goes by the name Lionel? Leon? I'm just gonna call him Lion. Lionel? I'm calling him Lion. Moving on. Operation Sector 2 is going to be empty-handed this time.
I can still vividly imagine that councilman on his knees and begging for mercy.
If we hadn't made a run for it, Hermit would have caught us red-handed.
Don't be such a downer. Let's say we did run into him. We might be able to take him down.
Hermit already confronted them? Based on how they're talking, it seems this group of predators and Hermit are after whatever's in the safe.
Hey! Where did our waiter go? Why isn't our food here yet?
I quickly adjust my uniform and plaster a smile on my face, and I push the door open. I'll bring it over to you as soon as I can.
Hurry up! And don't even think about trying anything funny.
Maintaining my composure, I slip out of the private room and quickly walk to the kitchen. After Xavier and I snuck in through the back door, we split up to carry out our respective tasks. I disguised myself as a server to gather intel from the private room. Meanwhile, Xavier would focus on captivating the group's predators. Okay. Group upward again. Hello. Xavier, how's it going on your end? We need to get one of the chefs to actually make.
Are you talking about this guy with the hat?
He gestures to the unconscious man lying at his feet. Don't worry, there's always more solutions than problems. Time is of the essence. I take a spatula and thrust it into Xavier's hand. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The kitchen is yours now. Bewildered, he takes the spatula before staring at the long list of dishes on the menu. Uncertainty appears in his confident expression. I tie an apron around him and pat his shoulder. Do you think you can cook 18 dishes?
I'll do my best.
Wearing a smile, you know what? I will in a cart laden with an array of colorful fragrant dishes, and push open the door to the private room. I hope they're all burnt and taste like shit. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting.
But is the thing from the safe worth that much? It's no bigger than a fingernail. We'll ever pay a good price for it? Someone's here. Shut up!
Pretending to be oblivious to their conversation, I set the dishes on the table one at a time. The starving predators waste no time and descend upon their food with a ravenous instantly. Oh!
What is this stuff?
You just fucking poisoned everybody.
To us right now!
As Xavier walks in, still holding the spatula, the temperature in the room plummets. We're outnumbered here, Xavier. Play along for now. I'll call for backup as soon as... Ignoring my words, he approaches the group with an impressive expression.
I cooked the food here. Is there a problem?
This slop is fit for pigs!
Damn! As if suddenly realizing the gravity of the situation, a tense silence falls over the room.
What I meant was, only pigs would eat this! Wait, that's not.
There's a suggestion box outside. You can submit your feedback there if you're unsatisfied.
Don't add fuel to the fire, Xavier. It's almost as if something was switched on. Lion violently flips the table. Please, Lionel, honestly.
You son of a... You dared to mess with our food? I'll chop you up and serve you as the appetizer!
Yeah, good luck with that. Amidst a chorus of enraged roars, the predators in the private room descend into a frenzied state. A sharp pain shoots through my shoulder as pieces of a broken bottle clatter at my feet. Gritting my teeth, I push Xavier away from me. I need to leave. The LCBI will be here any...
You go first.
The word disappears from my hand, and before I can react, I find myself pushed out of the room. The door might as well have been a solid steel wall. No matter how hard I push, it won't budge. Damn it. My back is killing me! Thinking, he rubs his temples and doesn't speak. Noah fixes his gaze on the young man's eyes. He searches their depths for even the slightest flicker of emotion or intent.
Where's the chip that was hidden in the safe?
Oh, I remember now. You're a hermit, aren't you? You didn't want to stick with us, so you infiltrated the LCBI for a cushy government job, huh? Ditch them. Hang out with us instead.
Are you done?
Oh! Oh!
Get him!
The private room is showered with shards of shattered fluorescence tubes, bricks, and tiles.
When your backup arrives, everyone will know who you really are.
This is all the time I need.
For what? A trip down memory lane?
Iron spike pushes through his left arm and pins him to the wall. A crack reminiscent of his spider webs spans half a meter behind him. Jesus fucking Christ. Man, no mercy. Sweating in his vision blurs, he sees the mysterious young man calmly dragging a chair over it and sit down in front of him.
It'll be enough to make you wish you were dead.
Damn.
Talk! I'll tell you everything.
Xavier's elbow slightly relaxes.
The chip is hidden. It's hidden at...
Xavier leans in. He's about to hear the answer he wants when pain suddenly shoots through his arm. Without warning, a sharp blade leaves a deep cut across his shoulder. The metallic scent of blood fills his nostrils. It awakens an uncontrollable agitation that surges from within.
How troublesome.
Reinforcements from the LCBI arrive with a flurry of sirens. The vehicles swiftly encircle Mystric City, and from an impenetrable blockage. My fucking god. As the door to the private room bursts open, a scene of utter chaos unfolds. Amidst the wreckage, it's almost impossible to distinguish Xavier from the predators. Xavier. Oh my god, hi, what the fuck? Why did you zoom in so close like that? Jesus Christ, that was fast. I step forward just in time to catch him as he falls. I cradle his familiar, devilish figure in my arms. His face is smeared with blood and grime. He didn't escape the fight unscathed. The memories of our time together flood into my mind, and my heart is beating with a panic I've never felt before. Xavier, I refuse to let you die on me. If you do, where else can I find a highly valuable, low-maintenance subordinate? As if reacting to my own words, the figure in my arm stirs ever so slightly.
I'm still alive. But if you don't calm down, the autopsy report will have to list death by embrace as the cause.
Xavier struggles to prop himself up on his elbows. His face is smeared with blood. Realizing I'm holding him too tightly, I loosen my grip. You're cracking jokes at a time like this? Do you have any idea how worried I was?
I'm fine. What I need to...
Oh my god, I did not mean to do that.
I'm fine. What I need to do right now is find a place to crash.
Fair. Back in the car, I put a new address in the navigation system. Xavier doesn't pry or question what I'm doing. Did you find a new lead?
It's nothing concrete. All I know is that it's connected to Ever.
Ever?
Remember the connections we mapped out for the deceased earlier? Before he entered politics, the councilman held a high-ranking position at Ever. If I had to guess, the item in the safe is probably connected to those rumors.
The rumors Xavier mentioned referred to information that recently went viral online. According to these claims, Ever created the protocourse from a botched experiment that was conducted years ago. Well, some experimental data was leaked. I think that's data. Anyway, it was leaked to support the claims. Authorities quickly suppressed the information. Let's put that aside for now. I turn to Xavier and my expression becomes stern. Those predators in the private room, you took care of them all by yourself.
They were arguing about how to split their loot. I only nudged things along. Before I knew it, they were at each other's throats. By the way, is my cooking really that bad?
The rearview mirror catches Xavier's crestfallen profile. Crescent? Anyway, we're leaving. What? No. They were just trying to get under your skin.
I knew it.
We're out of the bustling city streets and stop in front of an alley. Only a few streetlights scattered about, illuminating it. Here, let's go.
This place is... I didn't bring an ID with me.
Following his gaze, I look up to see a neon sign flickering with a suggestive glow with the words "Love Hotel." Okay. Get your mind out of the gutter. Tangled electric wires and neon signs hang low over the narrow alleyways. I lead Xavier through the maze. We soon arrive at a rusty iron door at the far end of it. We push through into a pitch-black hallway. A single fluorescent tube buzzes overhead, and it casts a sticky yellow glow that highlights years of neglect. At the end of the hallway, I unlatch the rickety door to the room for backup. This is my safe house. It's in a clever hiding spot, don't you think? The safe house barely has any furniture. It only has a narrow cot and a simple storage cabinet. I fish out a spare key from the drawer and hold it out to Xavier. You are. Once you're ready to spread your wings, feel free to use it whenever you want. Remember not to talk about it to anyone else, and you can't bring other people here. With a thoughtful expression, Xavier stares at the key in his spot. He nods.
Okay.
With no turns in sight, Xavier awkwardly sits on the edge of the iron-framed cot. It's rare to see him appear slightly uncomfortable. Oh, okay. Take off your clothes.
That's part of my job description for $2,000 a month?
Are you planning to sleep in those clothes that are covered in predator's blood? You can change by yourself.
Oh.
He turns around and his expression remains the same. Why do I feel flustered right now? I quickly pat my cheeks to calm down. When Xavier disappears into the bathroom, I start gathering up the blood-stained clothes. Suddenly, something falls out of a pocket. It's an auto-injector. A suppressant? This unmistakably contains a suppressor used to subdue predators who enter a frenzied state. This auto-injector is the latest model and has only been distributed to a few top-secret research facilities. It's not available to the public. Distributed. How did Xavier get his hands on this? Lost in thought, I barely noticed Xavier emerging from the bath. He already changed into the clothes I looked for. I hide the auto injector behind my back just as a sharp pain suddenly flares up my shoulder. Ouch,
When did you get hurt?
When we were in Mystic City private room, a bottle struck me and left a wound. Oh yeah. It's on my left shoulder. It's not deep, but there are still tiny pieces of glass sticking in it. Ouch, bro.
Sit. And don't.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through Caleb's. I'm kind of like dying here. So I might have to do these like, not tonight. I'm not sure. I have never seen Xavier look so serious before. Xavier sits behind me with steady hands. He uses tweezers to meticulously remove the glass.
I'll try to be as gentle as I possibly can.
You underestimate me.
No one is underestimating you. So you don't need to pretend it doesn't hurt.
Is he upset? I clear my throat and steer the conversation in another direction. Xavier, where did you learn how to do first aid? I'm impressed. Your resume said you were a student at Lincoln University, but you always seem to know things most people don't.
The LCBI offers free seminars. I attended a few of them.
You have that kind of stuff?
Yeah. 6 months ago, you injured your left leg when we did our first mission together.
Why'd you
We
remember?
were in a rush, so the wound wasn't properly treated right away. Since then, you talk about how the scar aches whenever the weather is gloomy.
Man, keeping note of literally everything. Calm down. He gently presses down my left shoulder as it involuntarily twitches from the pain.
Stay still. It'll be over soon.
On a whim, I grab his hand and point to a thumb-sized red mark on the outside of his wrist. I've been meaning to ask, how did you get this scar?
I don't remember.
bandage is meticulously wrapped around my wound. He adds a personal touch, an intricate knot. An unexpected emotion washes over me. I can't put it into words. Has someone ever told you that your vague response make it difficult to figure out who you are?
My file and resume are straight to the point. How can anyone doubt my identity?
But I've heard people say you might be... My god! A defining bang shatters atmosphere between us. The room is plunged into darkness. Before I can even perceive what's happening, my body moves. I pin Xavier against the wall, okay, and my hands are on either side of him. We remain frozen in the darkness and our hearts are pounding, but nothing happens.
It wasn't gunfire. It was just a power outage.
Embarrassed, I release him. The wires here are ancient, so blackouts happen all the time. The power should be back soon. Even in the dim lighting, I can see the hint of a smile on his lips. He looks at me, amused. Amusement shines in his eyes. It's as if my overreaction was a source of entertainment.
There's something I've been meaning to ask as well.
I want to go to bed.
You're always so quick to protect other people. Is it because I'm your subordinate?
I think it's because you're the first person at the LCBI who's trusted me without question.
I see.
Raphael's card took it out of me, bro. Fuck. Xavier's eyes lock onto mine before he looks away.
We don't know how long the power will be out. We could open the curtains. It might let in some light.
You can, go to sleep and cuddle and all that. Are you sure that will help? It's pitch black out there. No stars, no moon. The air feels thick and stiffening. I use it as an excuse to make my way around the foot of the bed. In one swift motion, I open the curtains and look outside. Whoop! Fireworks painted the darkness with brilliant, fleeting light. These aren't just any fireworks. They're the kind reserved for festivals and celebrations. I'm stunned. Words tremble out of my lips before I can stop myself. I wonder who the lucky newborn is this time.
Do you count? I saw your personnel file. Today's your birthday.
Oh!
You said that you weren't sure if anyone knew you existed when you were born.
Which was honestly horrible.
I'll give you an answer. I know. I know that you exist.
Okay. That date is a random day I put down to pass the background check. Noticing how distracted I am, Xavier moves closer, his hand gently cups my chin, and my gaze returns to the window.
Savor it. I saved multiple paychecks for this.
You shouldn't spend your money so recklessly in the future.
Are you implying I should let you manage it instead?
By that logic, we'd be able to save enough so the two of us can live together someday. A soft chuckle tickles my ear. His gaze drifts to the sky where the last burst of fireworks blossom in the night. The embers drift down. It's as if they're within reach, like raindrops falling through a haze of neon lights. He wasn't exaggerating. A display like this must have cost a small fortune. The spectacle is so magnificent and all in and I'm sure anyone in the city would have to look up to see it painting in the sky.
Do you still want to leave, even after you've seen that?
I remain silent, but my resolve wavers. Something has changed, but I can't put my finger on it. Maybe does a push for an answer instead. He moves on.
Regardless of whether you stay or leave, if you find yourself in another city one day, I hope you'll remember tonight. Remember these fireworks.
That's cute. There's only an empty inbox. For the next month, Hermit hasn't reached out to me. But a rumor begins to circulate. The item stolen from the safe wasn't just any trinket. It was a chip that contained confidential files related to Ever.
Is Hermit one of Ever's hitmen?
Whoa there. We can't throw around accusations like that. The authorities are still in bed with Ever. They even paid for our latest batch of weapons to use against the Predators.
It's clear the higher-ups aren't rejecting Ever's advances, and their stance is conveniently vague. The investigation is doomed to be swept under the rug before it even begins. Actually, I used to think Hermit had an insider at the LCBI. I guess I was wrong.
The LCBI is as watertight as a colander.
I can't help but sigh. My mood worsens. For the past 6 months, Hermit has been all over the place. He always escapes when we're about to catch him. You said it yourself. Hermit isn't doing this for the fame or money, and he doesn't have any unusual quirks. So what's his goal here? What drives him?
Ever is tangled up in a web of power plays. Are you sure you want to get caught up in all that?
If we expose the truth, we'll be thrown into the eye of the storm. There's no way we'll return unscratched, unscathed. Whatever the fuck, despite all that, I still want to do this together.
If we pull this off, will we become famous?
We might not even make it past LCBI's front door before someone takes us out.
Fortune favors the bold. Besides, you can't have fun without danger.
Good. We need that kind of attitude for this. As the days grow shorter and colder, the city's unrest shows no signs of abating. Anti-predator protests connect autumn and winter. Meanwhile, reports of violent attacks continue to increase. They paint a grim picture of a city that's on edge. There's a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Upcoming moral election promise change, and whispers of a new seventh pervasion, which aims to contain the predators. Appear on the surface. Things seem to be getting better, but deep down, I can't help but feel like something is adding up. Whoa! I pulled my coat tighter around me and stuffed my hands. He's not wearing a fucking coat, by the way. What the fuck? Something attempts to my pockets. It's a futile attempt to preserve the remaining warmth I have left. The path stretches out before us and is lined with tall streetlights. Their soft glow illuminates the season's first snowfall. Xavier walks beside me while carefully balancing 2 steaming ladders. His gaze is fixed downward and he aimlessly counts the coins in his palm. He always asks me about my dreams and plans for the future, but I don't know what you want. Do you want to walk down the same path as me? He holds my gaze for what feels like an eternity. Then he reaches out without warning. His gloved hand brushes away the snow from my hair.
I might have forgotten to mention that I chose you.
Pikachu.
This place is packed with people, and it's not like I have a habit of following everyone who shows up.
There's a time when I doubted everything about Xavier, but now I've never felt more safe with him near me. Xavier, I couldn't help but notice you've changed since you first joined the LCBI.
When you said you wanted to try this, your face lit up even brighter than it did on the night of the fireworks.
Was I really happy at that time?
Do whatever makes you smile.
That was Snowflakes dance in the air around us. As they fall, they catch the light and form a shimmering halo above Xavier's head.
You don't need fireworks to shine. With or without the spectacle, people see you for who you are. And to some of them, you're a beacon of light.
It's as if the universe decided to lead us. Lend us a hand when we decided to investigate everything has gone so smoothly that it's unreal. Using the information in the chip we received, we quickly discovered an abandoned Ever research base. Inside are traces of Ever's experiments on the predators. Ever's long buried secrets are finally unearthed. They now lie exposed before our eyes. But thinking we can take them down with this is like going in unarmed against a giant. We need backup and a way to cast a massive spotlight on them. Sorry, the car glides through the street. It's a in the cold night, and as its headlights cut through the thick blanket of darkness enveloping Lincoln.
Do you remember Philo?
Fucking hell.
You mentioned them before.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot the whole thing too. It's such just like a... It was worse with Zane. It was so much worse with Zane. For real. Because seeing him go from that outfit and shit to all warm and cozy and shit, I was like, okay. Also, what?
Do you remember Philo? You mentioned
Philo.
them.
Okay, that's what it is. I thought it was Philio. It's Philo. I'm gonna forget that. Even if those corporations willingly work with us, who says they won't turn into another Ever?
That's true. Do you have any ideas on how we should proceed?
There might be one person who could potentially help us. Hermit. Let me sleep on it. I'll fill you in tomorrow. Good night.
Okay. Good night.
As soon as the call ends, I press down on the accelerator. I'll send an email to Hermit once I'm home. It doesn't hurt to try. After I drag my weary body out of the elevator, I reach the door of my apartment. Before my finger can touch the cool surface of the fingerprint scanner to unlock it, my phone blares to life. Its harsh glow cuts through the hallway's inky darkness. An unfamiliar number has appeared on the screen. I don't know why, but I have a feeling I know who it is. My finger swipes across the screen to answer the phone call. Hermit?
Don't go in.
Oh. Oh! Just as my fingertip grazes a fingerprint sensor, a violent attack turns me inside out. Oof. The rippling invisible force is followed by a defying roar that shatters the night silence. My ears are ringing as I fall, but before I hit the ground, a figure catches me.
Hold on tight.
He's fast, almost too fast for a normal human.
Hermit was here! Don't let him escape!
What is up with Infold and blowing shit up? Like, I'm honestly... Hermit? Like, everything just fucking explodes everywhere. Ignoring my searing pain in my forehead, I force myself to lift my heavy eyelids. A figure stands near the window. He's so pale that he melts into the moonlight. Honestly, girl, my head hurts a little bit too. Although the insistent ring in my ear remains, I only slowly come to my senses. Recalling last night's attack, Ever sent their hitman after me. Luckily, I had the foresight to move all the evidence and crucial leads I gathered over the past few weeks to the safe house. Before I can let a sigh of relief, however, I realized something. How did I even get into the safe house? Who brought me here? My eyes drift to my arm where a nasty burn has been carefully treated. The bandage is neatly wrapped around it. The familiar knot stares back at me. Only two people know this place, me and Xavier. Hermit and Xavier are without a doubt the same person. To think he managed to hide it from me for so long. I grab my phone and dial his number, but all I get is a busy signal. After that fateful day, Xavier vanished without a trace. Everyone, you know what? They help us and they fuck off. Like, every card so far, they're like, oh yeah, we'll help you, bye now. Like, no matter how many times I called, his voicemail greeted me. Desperate for an answer, I hired someone to dig into his past. That's when the warning signs I previously ignored appeared. For instance, he once mentioned a restaurant he frequently during. Oh my god, help me. For instance, he once mentioned a restaurant he frequented during college. Yet his first transaction was reported a week before he started working with us. And despite his supposedly modest salary, he somehow spent a fortune on those fireworks without batting an eye. A week passes. I get an email from an unfamiliar address, but it's not Herman. It's from the data broker I hired. I open the email attachment. There's a scan of a 10-year-old newspaper clipping. In the center lies a photograph. A teenage boy surrounded by a sea of blurry-faced adults. Judging by the ornate backdrop, a museum wing just opened. The teenager, whose features are hauntingly familiar, is captured doing an act of kindness. He's holding out his hand to an elderly beggar who's collapsed on the museum steps. The headline accompanied this picture tells a very different story. He said, and I forgot about it, but Philos's apparent now victim of Latin predator's surprise attacks. Leighton, I don't even care anymore. I don't fucking care anymore. It doesn't take a detective to figure out what happened. The act of kindness caught on camera was the calm before the storm. The old man who was sprawled on the steps after being jostled by the crowd was now on his feet thanks to the teenager's help, but then he lunged and sank his teeth into the teen's wrist. In the wake of this shocking incident, the Philo family is vanished from public eye. The heir's name is familiar, but he even has a scar on the same wrist. Is there any way this couldn't be a coincidence? Probably should have guessed it when he suggested giving our evidence to Filio. Since the rooms have healed, I returned to the LCBI building. An unexpected wave of loneliness washes over me.
2 days ago, they were convinced Hermit was Ever's lapdog. But now he's public enemy #1 for taking classified documents.
I heard they almost caught Hermit today.
Really? They searched every Predator hideout in the Southern District and couldn't find a trace of him.
For all we know, he could already be dead.
Hold on.
Speaking of missing persons, isn't it weird that Xavier hasn't been in the office for a while now?
I killed her that I call him Xavier. I'm so sorry. Two enforcers turned their heads towards me. He was fired. My face remained expressionless, and my fingers danced across the keyboard as if nothing amiss, but under this calm exterior, a new unsettling fear begins to form. Phil and Ember aren't just business rivals, their competition extends to the political arena. Xavier has every reason to destroy Ember. When he be so capable, why did he involve me? Oh god, am I just a pawn in a larger game? A position at the LCBI provided the perfect smokescreen with an official inquiry underway. Leo could lurk in the shadows and pull the strings without getting their hands dirty. This white text is fucking killing me, so I wrote. I'm all over the possibilities, but this is the most plausible explanation I have. He's been using me, huh? When I look up, I notice the car has stopped in front of the alleyway. I already lost count of how many times I scored this area. Each visit left me empty-handed. Secure? If he really is, with those hairs, surely he would have access to far more secure hideouts than this. The alley is a kaleidoscope of flickering neon lights, I think that says. Eerie shadows dance along the walls. Then the faint sound of footfalls breaks the silence.
He ran in this direction. He couldn't have gotten far with those injuries. We'll find him soon.
Oh! The stretch of blood fills the air and mingles with an unmistakable scent I associate with the predators. I pull away my weapon and drive the lifeless body behind a nearby dumpster. Oh! Sup, bitch! As soon as I enter the safe house, the metallic stench of blood hits me like a truck. There he is.
Why are you here?
So you can ask why? This is my safe house. I should be the one asking you that. I secure the door and adjust the camera, and I approach the figure who's slumped against wire mesh. I know you're Hermit. I'm also aware of your ties to Philo and Ever. But I don't want to hear your excuses right now, so don't say it. My emotions are a tangled mess. I try to remain expressionless as I make my way to the cot. I sit down.
Stay back.
His words are barely above a whisper, but I can hear the pain he's trying to hide. I have never seen Xavier like this. His usual composure is gone, but a vulnerability stands in its place. As far as I'm aware, you've been treating this place like your home.
You're the one who gave me a key.
He looks at me, and the face I know so well feels like it belongs to a stranger. It's as if we're truly seeing each other for the first time. I see him for who he actually is. I regret giving you the key. If he showed up any later, it would have been doubt.
You already know.
It must have been hard for you to stay with me for the better part of the year. You had to be a naive rookie. You had your reasons for getting close to me, but I'm not exactly innocent either. I could ignore the fact that Xavier had worked himself to the bone. He put in long hours for an awful salary. I can't say in good conscience that I owe him nothing. I couldn't offer you a lot of things. None of my promises to you were kept. Take a deep breath. I won't hand you over to Ever. I won't arrest you for it. I definitely don't want to see you die here.
Why?
Your death would lower the property value. Bruh. Bruh. I walk to the storage cabinet and rummage through it until I find the first aid kit. I'll file your registration first thing tomorrow. Don't have to sign it. That way, or even after tonight.
It's almost midnight. You can abandon me very soon. And you don't need to patch me up.
I sort of wish your mouth got injured instead of your arm. What the fuck? I still myself as I lean in to examine his blood-covered limb. They say Ever has been developing weapons specifically designed to fight the Predator. Is that why he's bleeding so much? It's the only way those bumbling idiots overpowered him. Hold still. I dab the alcohol-soaked gauze against his skin and wipe away dried blood. Yet when the red smear fades, I see only unblemished skin. Confused, I meet his gaze.
I'm not hurt.
Your butt. Oh! He suddenly pins me under him and his weight presses me onto the thin mattress. The old iron frame of the cot creaks in protest.
Don't move.
Oh. Hey, that's given some nightly running. His hand gripped my shoulder. Meanwhile, his authoritative voice is tinged with a raw, desperate need.
Let me
bite
you.
Anyway. His breath feels like it could burn my skin, and his whole body is soaked in sweat. He's not hurt. He's entering a frenzy state. Xavier, don't push your luck.
This isn't the first time.
Oh. He tilts his chin ever so slightly, and defiance shines in his gaze. My heart is as loud as a drum. I close my eyes and wait for the sharp pain. I'm certain will. Sharp teeth tentatively graze my neck. They're on my skin and be easy to bite down, but he gently nibbles me instead. When the predators become frenzied, they sheared their prey with reckless abandonment. Tear flesh from... Oh, but Xavier, he didn't do that. Oh. Calm down, don't use the care suppressants with you, Xavier.
I didn't bring them with me this time.
Damn, buddy. I push him away and struggle to get off the bed. Then I grab a roll of tape from... Oh my god, are we gonna tape him to the fucking fence? Is that what that was in the trailer? Is that what that was? Dear God. Push him away, struggle with the bed. Then I grab a roll of tape from the shelf. We hid under the LCBI's nose while collecting the evidence for Ever's crimes. We killed two birds with one stone. And once you were aware of the LCBI's plans, you acted more freely as hermit. That's how you escaped every time. Remembering the past, my voice has gradually died in anger. You're hermit, the person I wanted to catch the most. He doesn't struggle and allows me to bind him. Allows me to bind him with duct tape.
And I'm at your mercy right now.
Uh-huh.
Interrogation, torture, whatever you want to do to me.
Ooh! He sounds a little bit too into it.
I'll accept everything.
I won't tell him that our time together was like finding a piece of candy on a construction site full of garbage. It's then I realize how addictive unconditional trust can be. When a predator becomes frenzied, more primitive emotions influence their actions. Because of that, predators act according to their instincts. In order for him to maintain a rational state for a long time, there must be an activator on his body that regulates his frenzy levels. Have you come to your senses? Tell me where the activator is.
What if I don't tell you, though?
Okay, so he likes this. Then you're asking for trouble. The people who are after you will be knocking on the safe house door soon enough.
You said we used each other, which means you don't feel guilty. But that's a lie. When you're tied to me day in and day out, you'll realize how much I like you.
Bruh. You're out of your mind. Oh, damn! Can we just take like a good look at this? Yeah, Queen Slay. I wish I could scream that.
You didn't abandon me, yet you didn't want me to die either. That right?
People dying means I have to fill out paperwork. People dying means I'll have to fill out paperwork, I'm afraid. Oh. Tying the muzzle on him, brother.
Otherwise, you should take this opportunity I'm giving you and run.
Okay. Well, I want whatever bad ending's probably gonna happen first.
Otherwise, you should take this opportunity I'm giving you and run. Don't be afraid. I'll try to be as gentle as possible.
Oh! Since we've come this far, should I tell you one of my secrets? A strange, restless energy surges through every fiber of my being. I cradle his face in my hands and look into his eyes that crave the words on my lips. The Xavier I fell in love with never existed. Surprisingly, his face reveals neither shock nor sorrow. It's as if he expected this. He leans in and his lips brush against my ear as he whispers.
It's okay.
Great. He slowly lowers his head and his mouth finds that tender spot where my neck meets my shoulder. My consciousness begins to fade as pain looms from my neck. The metallic scent of rust fills the air between us. His hand rests below my right shoulder blade. It traces a path down my spine. Okay. His touch indicates something deep within me, like a spark touching a fuse.
If you genuinely want to run away from me, I'll keep you by my side, by any means necessary.
Oh? Oh, you're looking... You're looking at Xavier, bro. What are you talking about? Alright, baby, let's experience the whole Kindle. 7 a.m.? That's disgusting. 5 a.m. Fire. 5 a.m. is when I usually get up. Ugh, gosh. Hello. First of all, how strong is that fucking tape? What is that made of, bitch? Like, can I have some of that shit? Low key?
Did you tie me up because I did something bad?
Oh.
You're so strict when your subordinate is involved.
I can't with the little labs. I just don't know why, but it just gets me and I don't understand.
Why? Don't you want to become like me?
Oh. Yeah, this is quite something, alright. Okay. I didn't even read it.
Initiating full body scan of the target.
Oh my god. I give a belly rub? Okay. Yep. I don't know. I asked myself that too. I mean, what do you mean? This is I'm trying to just find some way to defend this and I can't. So we're moving on. What? Bitch, not after you said that, this happens, and the way I paused it, get out. Titty grab, titty grab.
Did you like that? I'll keep that in mind.
What is that? Oh, what's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? It's not working. There we go. Oh, okay. Yep.
Trying to avenge yourself?
Oh yeah, I need to read. I don't know what she said. Oh, fuck me. Relax, I'll let you go once you're back to normal. I'm disciplining a disobedient subordinate. Oh my, what now? The activator is on his back. Oh my god. On his ass? Brother! Up!
Then I should demonstrate the proper interrogation technique.
Okay.
Captain.
Not you. Oh my god. Oh.
Don't be scared. It'll be over soon enough.
Okay.
Then you'll never leave me.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. What the fuck? Why are the activators in the weirdest fucking spots? This is crazy. Like, why the fuck is it like right on his tailbone? I'm so serious.
should demonstrate the proper interrogation technique, Captain.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
I'm sorry, I really
Oh.
am.
Oh!
You could have just left me like this. It wouldn't matter, and I'd be okay with that.
Okay. Lincoln City is still churning with hidden turmoil, but Xavier and I aren't the only ones steering the waters. Other forces have made their move. The veil has been lifted, and the network of secrets research facilities is revealed. Faced with a mount of inevitable evidence, Everett is on its last legs. Every high-ranking official has been convicted and handed over to the justice system. Unless something unexpected occurs, they spent the rest of their days in Lincoln's most secured prison. My efforts don't go unnoticed. I am promoted with my salary and bonus doubled. I move into a new apartment. It comes with round-the-clock security and services as a reminder that lingering threats might still be around. Yet happiness indulges me. In the quiet hours of the night, my mind unwillingly thinks about him. But I know a solution. Competitors is about to arrive on the market. If he wanted to, he could effortlessly return to being an aloof hair and let our time together become nothing more than fleeting. Fleeting what? What? Than fleeting memories. I was like, fleeting what, brother? The fuck you mean? Fleeting what? Since my promotion to Observer Senior Manager, I rarely set foot on crime scenes anymore. I have no use for safe houses now, and frankly, I'd rather not look at it again. So I hired a real estate agent to find...
Miss?
To find what now? To find tenants.
I've been in this business for over a decade, but I haven't seen anyone throw money around like this. It's been on the market for over a month with no potential buyers. Then someone called last night and said he wants to rent it. He's offering 10 times the market rate and wants to lock it in for 50 years. Don't you think this person has a few loose screws?
Are you sure this isn't a scam?
He claims he already transferred the deposit. You might want to check and see if it went through. Also, he apparently wants to move in right away. Are you still at the property?
I am. It's not like I have a lot. It's not like I have a lot to pack anyway.
Just hand the keys over to him. He should already be on his way.
As I hung up, a wave of dizziness washes over me. Ever since that Ever case wrapped up, my luck has taken an unexpected turn for the better. Surveying the chaos around me, I wonder if I should drop the price even more, but before I can make a decision, the soft click of the door catches my attention. It wasn't a knock. Someone is walking in. Ayo!
Hello. You must be the landlady.
I should remind this place is not for rent anymore.
You gave the real estate agent full authority over the property, and I already signed the contract. The penalty for a breach of contract is paying a fee that's 100 times more than the rent.
Fine, this place is yours. Untitles are your responsibility. Check the fridge for any other notes. I toss him the keys and make an unsteady beeline for the door, but he shifts and blocks my exit. Is there a problem, sir? Do I need to clarify anything?
I joined the LCBI to keep an eye on your movements. It made things easier for me. An official title opened a lot of doors, so everything was simpler. But later on, I chose to stay because I wanted to be by your side.
Oh my god, I was just staring at him. I wasn't even. I was just staring at him. Okay, fuck. He calmly says these words, but his body language tells a different story. His shoulders align in such a way that I can't escape. I believe I told you that I stopped caring about your real motives a long time ago. Terrified, my resolve will falter. I crouch down and cover my ears. To my surprise, he copies me. We look at each other face to face.
Is this how I'm supposed to respond when you say stuff like that?
What?
I'm not listening to you.
Oh. This is the best he could come up with in 6 months. Our gazes meet, and I'm suddenly transported back to that night when we watched the fireworks. His eyes haven't changed, so why can't I bring myself to look at them now?
Didn't you say bosses appreciate loyal employees? Well, my loyalty to you will never change.
But I already hired a new assistant. I can't have two.
Pick me then. I come at a discount.
Okay. Not me snorting. I raise my arm to shield my eyes from his gaze. The interview will be at 9 a.m. Don't be late.
Okay.
My phone vibrates and tumbles out of my pocket. When he retrieves it for me, he sees the contact name on the screen, subordinate number 2. Ignoring my shocked expression, Xavier answers the phone call.
Hello?
Hey!
Hi. Yes, she's with me. Also...
His unwavering gaze meets mine, and each word he says...
I'm sorry to say this.
His unwavering gaze meets mine, and each word he says is slow and deliberate.
But you're fired.
What the fuck? I love that his, like, jealousy is also through all universes, it seems. Like, oh! With you, I want to experience the end of time. Okay. Oh, I have nice sleep. I'm debating if I should just power through Caleb's or wait. Also, I think I accidentally did Xavier's like 4 times. I don't know, I blacked out. I swear to God I did. I'm not even joking. I blacked out so hard. That titty grab did something to me. That did... It broke my brain. It broke my brain. Oh God, my fucking iPad. We are. That is so very true. But I also am gonna speed run tomorrow. Dear God.